Gentleman from California, Mr. Costa, for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I want to dig a little deeper in terms of a part of a conversation that we've been having on public-private partnerships and investments in our land-grant universities and our state universities as a part of that public-private partnership for research in agriculture. As I said, change was constant. Mr. Cameron, you've been one of the innovative farmers and are a role model, and you've done a whole host of efforts as it relates to using various efforts to reduce the use of pesticides. And I would like you to comment in terms of the importance of that partnership with our research with not only the USDA, but the California State Department of Agriculture, our land-grant universities, Cal State University, our field stations that are at the cutting edge of developing these new efforts to have more drought-resistant crops, those that are less determinant on pests, more pest-resistant plants, and the critical importance. I've been critical of this administration this year in their reduction of funding for these kinds of programs, some that have been in efforts for several years. Could you care to comment?
Thank you, Congressman. We know that there's been federal funding frozen on 5-year projects. One at UC Merced, they were 2.5 years into the project. Their funding stopped. They didn't know what they were going to be doing. This was critical to farming in California, was water related. Fortunately, their funding came back and they're going to be able to finish their project. But we've seen where cuts have been made, projects have been stopped in their tracks, and the uncertainty that that brings is really devastating to the research that they're working on, and ultimately to the growers within California and the U.S.
Do you think it would be helpful if we attempted to try to find effort to how many of these programs throughout the country are being taken in which sound research, sound science is taking place, and we're abruptly canceling these efforts that are critical to the future of American agriculture?
No, absolutely. We know that the research that we're doing today is going to be the technology of our future. If we hold back on agricultural research, that hurts all of agriculture. It hurts the community. It hurts the whole process of food production. So anything we can do to maintain funding for serious agricultural research, we need to be on that. We don't want to get behind. We know other countries are moving ahead rapidly with technology and innovation, and I think we should be the leaders in the United States.
Well, and with climate change and other factors we're dealing with, food, again, is a national security issue, and it will only grow in importance in our ability to compete. You have a particular experience with the Lygus outbreak and Pima cotton, and the lack of effective tools that were engaged in research. This is just one pest. There are others who have mentioned the dialogue between the Environmental Protection Agency and the California Department of Agriculture to pesticide research was trying to develop sustainable crop protection. What happened when there was a disruption that took place in the efforts to pursue this effort on Lygus?
There was a situation in 2023 where Lygus became an extremely important pest in cotton production. It causes the boll of the flower to drop off, hence you lose production. There were products that were, the product that was registered throughout the other states hadn't, it actually had a lawsuit against it in California. It was brought back in. It still doesn't have full registration. There was an emergency exemption in 2025, but in 2023, California Pima cotton growers lost $41 million of production in just 1 year due to one pest.
My time's expiring, but quickly, you know, California has among the most strictest pesticide and herbicide regulations in the country. The efforts to harmonize our own state regulations with the federal protocol, are we having any success there?
We know that the federal EPA and the California EPA, Department of Pesticide Regulations, are both overburdened, trying to get new registrations. Since we have dual registration, we need to coordinate, California needs to coordinate with the federal EPA, so we have dual registration going on at the same time.
Thank you.
Parallel registration. Thank you.